One day, Steve was over at my place and he was explaining, or he was just like telling the story of his experience on Big Brother. And to this day, it's still one of the craziest things I've ever heard. And I would love for you to just share a bit of the story of like what led you to like want to pursue that, and then also like the lead up to it, and then like what it actually entailed.
All right. Wow. Okay. Well, first of all, like I never really watched the show. I don't watch TV. I just saw this random man. I'm like, okay, oh wow, this looks cool. I'm like auditions. I'm like, okay, Big Brother, whatever. At that point, I'm like, okay, I'll just throw in my audition. Um, that first year, I wasn't a great fit for the cast, but it was good because it was like COVID year and it got canceled halfway. The second year I had a girlfriend, and the third year they call me back like, "Hey, are you single?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I am." I'm like, "Okay, you're coming on this year." I'm like, "Holy shit, okay." Like, what the fuck is going on? So, anyways, I go to this basically I fly out of Montreal to Toronto. It's filmed in Toronto in this like warehouse. Like basically they build a house within a warehouse. So it's not like a real house. Fly out there, you land. The first thing they do, they take your phone away. So your life is like you're like disconnected from life from there. And then they lock you up in a hotel room for like 3 weeks. To the point that like they're like blocking the peephole so you can't even see what's going on in the hallway. If you pick up the hotel phone, it goes straight to production. So basically I'm living in this like room for 3 weeks, cooking my own food and everything, minimal contact with humans. And then the last week they removed the TVs because the commercial starts and they don't want to see who you're competing with. It's kind of like a very everything's very very secret. I'm like, okay, and now you're stuck in this room, no TV, just you yourself. And at that point, they even took out all your books and all that. It's literally like almost they're like trying to get you going crazy already. I'm like, okay, this is getting wild. So like I'm in my room, I'm trying to get fresh air. So like I'm literally opening these little hotel windows, putting my head outside to get some fresh air. I'm like, holy shit. Anyways, and then when the day comes, they kind of throw you in this game. You walk in with these people. Complete stranger. This is like really the first moment you meet them. You throw into this game. First of all, you the moment you walk in, it's like these bright, bright lights everywhere. Like that's like a studio, right? So like everything's so bright. There's like and there's no cameraman. It's all cameras on the wall. I think there's like 200 cameras that just move around, and then they have like double-sided mirrors, which they have the people walking behind. And then you walk in and it's literally like cameras everywhere. And I'm like, I've never done this before. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like nervous. I'm like scared. I'm like, what is going on here? Anyways, and then the contestants start coming in and then the game begins. Big Brother. Um, it was probably one of the wildest experiences and most weird and most emotional roller coaster that I've ever experienced. It was like everything in one package. First of all, there's no contact with the world. Okay, you have no phone, there's no TV, there's no window, so you don't know if it's day or time or nighttime outside. The only humans you see is the people you're playing the game with. And like put the big picture. Like I've never watched this show. Oh, actually, this is what I forgot to mention. They gave me a DVD during my sequester, the 3 weeks. Like, you should maybe watch an episode to know how to play the game. I'm like, whatever. So I'm like playing in the background while I'm cooking, whatever. I'm like not even paying attention. So I walk in this, and half of these people are like super fans. They've watched like the American, the Canadian, the UK one, and like they're using all these acronyms during the game and like these names and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? They're like using the word pawn that means something backdoor. I'm like, what is going on? So for the first 2 weeks, I'm just in there trying to figure out how to play this game. I felt like I was just like a random thing that was there and like had like no sense in the game. And anyways, so basically the way it works is like you're doing like competitions weekly. So basically there's a household. So like you win this competition, you become the head of household, HOH, which basically you're the guy that's gonna pick two people to put on the block. And at the end of the week, the house votes who goes home. But between that, there's competitions. Like it's called the POV, the power of veto. So those two people that are on the block plus three other people get to compete, and whoever wins the power of veto could actually pull themselves off. Or if somebody else wins it, they could pull somebody off, and I got to put somebody else. Um, so Yeah, and these competitions are like they're wild. Like on TV, you don't see much, but like some of them went on for like 5, 6 hours. And it's like crazy mental and like physical games. One of them, like they had to hang on a wall. I think it was like 6 hours or something like that. And like you're hanging, holding pegs on a wall that's like slanted, and like they're throwing cold water on you. They're like fucking throwing shit at you. And then at the end, you can't use your feet. So for like at the end, when there's like a couple people left, you're just hanging there. You're like trying to survive. And it's a bunch of competitions like that. Throughout the game, everybody's lying. So there's only one winner. So like people were coming in pretending they're married. They're wearing like fake rings. People lying, like full blown lying about their occupation. We had a doctor in there that was a marine biologist. I'm like, great. So like everybody's lying, everybody's backstabbing everybody. It's just like such a sleazy game. You're having conversation with people. You're like, it sounds so true, but like, how good are you at lying? Like this might be all a fucking lie. This guy's telling me. So yeah, it's a lot of that throughout the game, and then production fucks with you. So basically, example, where let's say we're 12 people in the house, they'll lock you up in a room. They have control of all the doors. They'll lock you up for like, I don't know, like 3 hours in there. And like you're just chilling with like these 12 people in a room talking and whatever. And then they release you in the house. And then you go out, there's like 10 chairs, 10 plates, 10 utensils, 10 cups. Or like, and then everybody's like, holy shit, is it a double elimination tonight? And then they lock you up in another room a couple hours later. And then you come back and everything's back to normal. And you're like, okay,
Uh-huh.
what's
They're
going
like
on
just
here?
fucking with you.
100%. And then like everybody's like tripping. It's like, what the hell? What's going on? This and this and that. And there's just a bunch of these little things that go out throughout the game. Um, and then there's like, so we had an access to the outside, but like when they're setting up for competition, sometimes you wouldn't have access to the outside for like 5 days straight, example. So you don't see sunlight nighttime. Like you don't have no idea what's going on outside. There could be like a freaking hurricane. You don't even know, okay? You're locked in this house playing this game. And then we get access to the outside, but like at some point we're going like so delusional that we thought the sky, because there's like these 30-foot walls, so you couldn't see around you, you could just see the sky. First of all, every bird that was passing had a name for some reason. We're giving them names. But then at one point we thought this was a simulation. Like, what if that's a screen up there and it's not even real? Like they got to that point. People were losing their minds. And yeah, and you just keep competing every week and like physical competitions, and then they'll like throw in twists, like an extra competition this weekend. Somebody's getting eliminated tonight. And like fuck, I just remember my nervous system going. I'm like, holy shit, this is wild. And like it's such an intense game, and like, the way I related it to it, it's so funny. It's like example, like I'm a firefighter, and like we spend 24 hours there and then we sleep there, but like in reality, like you're not really sleeping because like your mind is always awake, right? Because you're like, okay, the phone's might ring, I might have to jump on a truck, and like next thing you know, you're in a burning building. But it was that for 3 months long. It was literally, okay, going to bed. Okay, tomorrow I gotta talk to this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. Oh, this person's probably lying. Okay, I gotta do this. And so like you're never really sleeping. And I don't know how long they make you sleep because they tell you when to go to bed and they wake you up. There's like this voice that comes on, the Big Brother voice they call it, and it's like, "Good night, house guests. Time to go to bed." And then in the morning they do this clock and everybody wakes up. And then the next day you wake up and right away it's like, I gotta play the game. And if you skip one day, you're like 10 days behind because it's just so fast in there. Like it's so fast. Um and yeah, like it's just nonstop for 3 months. So like you're like completely like disconnected. You're like a freaking robot. You're like in a simulation within a simulation. That's literally what this game is. It's wild, man. It's so wild.
3 months. Like, and when I think about, like, these time spans, like, people, like, tell themselves, like, "I'm gonna do something," for, like, "I'm gonna, like, work out every day for 3 months," or, like, and people, like, slip and you fail, and one of the things is, like, doing, like, the dietas. It's like, you can't cheat. It's 3 months fully, you know what I mean? Like, every second of the day, and it's, like, the same thing for you. You're, like, in there 3 months. It never ends. Like, to actually live 3 months is a ridiculous amount of time, and then to do that with, like, no windows just, like, blows my mind, dude.
was I was so disconnected. Like I thought this was my new reality. I thought this was real. This is life. And then like there would be moments like I'll go lie down on the couch or whatever, and I'll start like thinking. I'm like, holy shit! I got a mom. I have a dad. Holy fuck! I have a job. Wait, this is not real. This is a game. We're playing a game. This is not real. So that's how lost you get in there. And it's like it's almost like the concept of the game is that it's like a social experiment. Like they want you to be like so lost in the game that you think this is real. And man, when I was having these moments, I was like full blown panic attack. I'm like, holy fuck, I got a dog, I got a mom, I got a dad. People are watching like 24/7, and the cameras roll 24/7. You can watch us on the internet at night, and then there's 3 episodes a week, and like the Thursday's a live episode. It's like nonstop, but it's like, wow, okay,
Uh-huh.
they got me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you ever forget about the cameras like when you're in there? Because you're just like it's mass surveillance like the entire time,
Uh-huh.
right? Like every room.
Oh yeah, there's nowhere you could hide besides the shitter. And the shitter is literally like a 3 by 3 room with a toilet, and that's it. And if you're more than 10 minutes in there, they start like talking to you. They're like, Gino, you gotta get out of there because whatever. It could be for medical reasons. But every single corner, like even when you're in the shower, there's like frosted glass, they're watching you. Like there's like clips of you like taking a shower and stuff. And then those cameras run 24/7. So when you log in online at night, they're watching you too. So like you would go online and they'll see like videos of us like sleeping. Like people are watching us sleep. Like that's how insane it is. Like me walking my yeah, it's so weird. But like at some point you do forget about the cameras. But I would remember the weight of the mic because it's a live show, there's live feeds, and like I was always worried that I would slip up words that I didn't want to say. But like, like I like to fuck around. I say words like I'm offside sometimes. But like, you don't want to be offside when it's like 24/7 because then that ends up on Twitter. And then you're this person. Oh, this guy is a fucking bad person. And next thing you know, you're a freaking terrible human being because you slipped once. So like I felt the weight of that, but I forgot about the cameras. Like the cameras I would forget, but then when I was speaking, like because I remember when I walked out the house when I got eliminated and I took it off, I almost like screamed because I'm like, like I could speak again. I could be me. Yeah, but it was
It's so crazy. I remember you were telling me that like you were saying like they like fuck with you, and like they do it to like make it entertaining. But you were saying that like sometimes they would like wake you up for breakfast and it's like 3 in the morning.
yes. So like the live feeds was seeing, and then when I came out and I spoke to my mom, she's like, you guys thought you were eating lunch, but it was like 1 in the morning, or you guys were eating dinner, but it was fucking breakfast. Like you guys, you lose sense of time. Like time doesn't exist in there. There's like time is not there. So like yeah, that's how screwed up we were. Like our internal clock was like I don't know where it was.
It's so crazy. And like 3 months of that is just so insane. No fresh air, no sunlight, no circadian rhythm, no balance. And it was like just jacking up your nervous system at like every point in time. And I can just imagine like the people behind the like one-way mirrors just being like, how can we fuck with them?
Literally. They're literally like I think they're like psychotic, and I think they get high off it because like the things they made us do. It's like example. Oh, this is a cool one actually. So basically, we were like active, had a bad behavior in the house. So basically, they came in and they took out. So it's kind of like they do it on slop week too. So basically, you don't get food. They lock the fridge, so there's no food. They serve these like ingredients. It's called slop. It's literally like dry ass, no flavored like disgusting green goo. It's like you gotta mix it and everything. It literally looks like a green goo. And when you're on slop, you could be eating that for a week, no hot showers. So it's cold showers. And like don't forget we're in the middle of the winter in a like fucking studio. There's like no heating, there's like the heating was off so high sometimes, and some days it's like -5 in the house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I think they were still fucking with us. I think they're doing it on purpose to make it cold some days, hot some days. And then you would be like a week like no hot shower and like eating that green stuff. So people would go like 2, 3 days no showering because they couldn't take a cold shower. And then like half of them were like gagging while they're eating, and like people are losing weight. I lost like 20 pounds on that show in 3 months.
That is fucking wild, man. That is wild. Yeah, like I'd like seen Big Brother around. I'd never like really like followed like reality television. But when you were telling me this story, it was just like, man, I can see the darkness like in the collective consciousness of humanity, like loving to watch people just go mental. It kind of feels like your Greek roots. It's almost like the Colosseum of the modern day, you know. Everyone's like, "Wow, fuck them up."
Yeah, I can just picture people at home, but I can also picture like the production in the studio room, like with all the TVs and everything. It's like, this is amazing. Look at them suffer. You're like, this is dark. Yeah, no, it's great, man. Like it is so funny because like you would hear the cameraman sometimes in the back of the walls, and then you would hear like a crack of a soda can, or like the walls are talking.
Uh-huh. Oh man. That must just have been such a fucking distortion and warping of reality.
Yeah, yeah, man. Like honestly, like it really screws you up because like I came out of there and I was in therapy for a year. Like everybody goes through therapy. Like there's some people that are still in therapy, like from past seasons because of that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So like what was it like coming back, And like what was that like process of like reintegrating back into what is like to some degree the real reality?
Yeah, so going from simulation to another simulation, it was for me, it was really hard, and it hit me like some people hit them later because they were such on a high from the show, especially like the super fans. They're like on a high of the show, and then you come out, and it's not like shows are like the other shows that are filmed like 3 months ahead of time, and then you have time to adjust and everything. It's literally like this is live. So like when you come out, like the show is finished on TV, so people know who you are. So like you're put into back into this world. First of all, it's basically like, here's your phone, have fun, take care. Hopefully you're okay. I was like, okay, what do I do next? I remember I had my phone in my hand and I couldn't see the screen. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do I use this? And then you're put into this real world. And I remember like that first day, my mom, my sister had came down and we went to a restaurant. I guess they had reserved something for us, and I remember walking like in a shopping center to get to that restaurant, and I was like full blown panic attack, like other humans. I'm like, this is not normal. Like, well, why is there other people around me? And it's like everything was so loud, and like people are like already recognizing you, so they're coming up to you, and like I'm a very introverted guy, so like it was too much. I was like, no, 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 no. So I was kind of losing my shit, and then basically they kind of these alumni they create this weekend is basically to reintegrate everybody coming out of every season. So every season, the last day you come out, and it's like a whole weekend you spend with the alumni, and like they kind of like have events planned. You go to Niagara Falls, and like we're playing activities and like parties, drinking, which is probably the worst thing, drinking when you're all fucked up. Um, and yeah, I remember like that whole weekend, and like it's funny because everybody kind of knew each other because like they watch each other. And I'm like meeting all these new faces, but they know me, I don't know them, and like I feel bad because I'm like I should probably know you. You won like a previous season and stuff like that. So like a clueless duck just walking around, and like all this like anxiety and like nervous system is all screwed up, and like panic attacks. And yeah, I was like, and it was that for like months after for me, like months, months, months. And then some people it hit them later, like 3, 4 months later, had that crash. But me, it was like instant, and it wasn't getting better. I was like questioning everything, questioning myself, like almost like depression, like very down, and like yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. Then I went to therapy. Therapy wasn't fucking helping.
Oh, I can only imagine. Like the therapy doesn't do anything. And like I actually had a conversation with Sarah Connolly yesterday. And one of the things we were saying with like the therapy is like to some degree, like when you're all fucked up, you need to like realign yourself and like get your consciousness straight and like start resonating at like another level that allows like spirit and that all to come in. And like these therapists, like they're trained in like asking questions, but like them as individuals, like they don't have that. They're not people with like all this life experience necessarily. They just have this piece of paper. So like I can imagine like it was hard having these people even try to bring you back because they're not even really playing the game themselves.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and it's funny because now that I see through all that, I could actually, I could see through my own therapist, and now I can actually see like where she was operating or like where her wounds were from, and I'm like, holy shit! Like obviously I wasn't getting better because this girl's like kind of going through like her stuff and like try to like go by the book and try to help me, but it wasn't helping. And it's funny that you say that because like when I had that shift, it's when I found the medicine. Like I've always been into the medicine before, but when I found that and I got into these courses, that's when I had to shift. And actually that big brother led me to like this whole path that I'm on right now, actually.
Mhm, mhm. Oh, but that's always it. It's like there's the always the darkness before the light, you know? And like everyone has their stories, and like everyone who I know who's walking the path, like the story is always like life was fucked, or like I was sick, or like reality made no sense. Like that's the like the tension that was created to actually find the path, you know? So it makes sense that like, those experiences and like trying to reorganize what reality actually is to yourself is like the thing that was like the push.
And it's funny too because like whatever I accumulated from that experience, obviously being a firefighter for so many years already, like I've had all this baggage and all this suppression and all these like things that I'm already dealing with, and then it just like combined together and it like just got even darker. I was like, holy fuck. Like am I like clinic speed not good anymore? Like well, how am I gonna get out of this?
Is there a way out? That's always the funniest question, you know?
Like I really thought there was like no way out. Like that's to the point I got. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm stuck in here forever. Like, this is the new me. Like this is the new Steven. I'm like, wow, this is gonna suck if this is it.
Thanks so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, don't forget to like and subscribe below. It really helps a growing channel like this out. And click up here, it'll take you to a collection of the best this podcast has to offer.